And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Bubba and the Bloom, episode 347. It's your Week 9 FAAB preview. Going to go over all 30 teams' upcoming schedules, two-step pitchers, and much, much more to get you ready for another week of fantasy baseball FAAB. But before we get to that, you can find me on Twitter at BDHentrick, the podcast at Bubba Bloom Pod, on Patreon at patreon.com/Bubba Bloom. And my co-host, as always, survived day 3 of single dad life. You can find him on Twitter at RyanBHQ, Ryan Bloomfield. How are we doing, my friend?
Survived day 3. It was a little late to the pre-show chat with you. Not later than that PGA guy who showed up late for his tee time today. I kind of pulled one of those, but he said he was on time but late. I feel that. Doing well. Heading to Seattle in the morning. Gonna head up there for the weekend with the kids. With my dad, we're gonna catch Lucas Giolito's debut, Padres debut on Saturday against Logan Gilbert. So that should be fun. Kids are excited to go see the Mariners. They will be not excited. I have not told them that the big dumper's on the IL quite yet. So They like him because of his nickname, of course. But that'll be a bummer.
Well, just let him shower in their pajamas or something, and everything will be okay. They'll get over it. But doesn't your oldest rock his J-Rod jersey? Isn't that what he's doing?
Yeah, they've got we've got one J-Rod jersey that they split. I'm sure we will acquire more Mariners gear this weekend. Julio's their favorite player, so they're excited.
Yeah, it's a good favorite to have.
Julio should at least play, unlike the dumper. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Hopefully it's minimal. There's no news on imaging or anything. But, he dealt with it for a while, played a couple games. Now he's on the IL. So, yeah, not great. Obliques, not good, especially for a big dude, it feels like. But maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I'm just overthinking that one. But like I said, we'll talk about a bunch of news and notes throughout the podcast, going over all 30 teams. So, Ryan, I don't know about you, but I kind of want to just dive right into this one because we both have a lot to talk about when it comes to FAAB each and every week. So let everybody know what we're looking at here on the screen.
Yeah, let's dive right in. We are back to a pretty healthy slate of games. I think this past week there were only 4 teams with 7 games. Now there's a ton. So Yankees, Blue Jays get 7. They play each other. Cleveland and Detroit play each other. They get 7 games. The A's and Angels play each other. So a lot of intra division games this week next week as opposed to this week's rivalry weekend, which again is somehow the Mariners and the Padres. But the Braves and Marlins get 7. They play each other. Mets and Nationals play each other. They get 7. And then out west in the NL, the Arizona Diamondbacks and Colorado Rockies play each other 4-game series. They get 7 full games. I believe our beloved Sacramento A's are on the road because they were at home all week. So the A's get 7, but they are on the road all week at the Angels and then at the Padres. Let's check. Where else do we want to check? Coors.
The Reds and Coors, yep.
Reds and Coors split as always. So yep. Coors they're at home for 3, on the road for 4, and same with the Reds. They are at home for 3 against the Cardinals after heading to the road at the Phillies. So your typical split Cincinnati Rockies and your typical all or nothing A's. And this week it is nothing. Although the A's have a pretty good schedule and face a bunch of righties. So I think we are still starting a bunch of A's.
Yeah, when you see the Angels for 4, you can get on that train right out the gate.
I mean, except for the great Kokanowitz, but other than that, it's pretty easy.
Well, they got Soriano too, and then you're right. Actually, that could be. Yeah,
I was joking, Bubba. That was a joke.
Hey, he was a part of your recent article about one
bad start. Kohanowitz, the one bad start. I know.
You think you have a friend, and you can't even write about the guy that's on the list.
But, hey, at least I included him in the damn table. I almost deleted him.
I'm surprised you did. Honestly, I thought that would have been like it's like one of the sheets we have. I thought it would have said no name, and we should have moved on from that one. But it was there. I was eating lunch, reading it, and I texted Ryan right away. I said, "Hey, what are we doing here?"
Gotta fix the no name issue in the live Bloom boards, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
I don't even give you a hard time on that because I don't even know how to create the boards. So you're good. Good in my book.
Well, I was going to outsource it to you, but figured that wouldn't be too effective.
That would be pretty rough on all of us. But let's get to it here. Starting off with the Baltimore Orioles. They have 6 games this week, 3 at the Rays, 3 at home versus Detroit. 2 lefties and 4 righties for the Baltimore Orioles, an Orioles team that is running out a lot of the same guys. I will say Vasallo has been dealing with that knee injury. He sits once in a while. And I mentioned in the news and notes when Dylan Beavers went on the IL, they called up another catcher in Maverick Handley, which made me think that Vasallo might actually be hurting a bit. Like they're not going to IL him, but they might give him a few extra days off is what it feels like right now.
I was going to mention that you wrote about that in the column. I was perusing through this morning. That is an interesting third call up. They've got 3 catchers now. So and Vasallo did not start Wednesday. They were off on Thursday. So we'll see. I guess something to check out for this current weekend if you have Samuel Vasallo. Outside, I don't have too much. Like Colton Cowser probably is the beneficiary in the outfield to Dylan Beavers, but Colton Cowser, I mean, it's been pretty rough. And if this was like an all-righty week for the O's, maybe I'd roll some Colton Cowser, but he's not going to play against lefties. So maybe you get 4 starts and just way too many strikeouts, no steals, no homers, and 88 plate appearances. I think you're passing on that Colton Cowser start this week.
And then I'll mention I had recorded a bench with Bubba on Wednesday evening with Mr. Brandon Waddell.
It was awesome, by the way. I would highly recommend. I know Brandon listens to the show, but that was a really good show. I enjoyed and like pretty much built off of our Discord, just throwing names out there on who to drop, and I enjoyed that immensely. So great job by Brandon.
It was over 25 names. Like I think it was like 28 names or something we discussed off in the Discord. I just wanted to bring up Jeremiah Jackson has lost his everyday role. Blaze Alexander's playing more often. He's swinging it well. I'm not really picking either one up, but it's more to point out the fact if you're still going with Jeremiah Jackson out there, who had a great run, great runs come to an end. His looks like it has 4 now, and it might be something to address on your team is what I was going to go with on that one.
Yep, which is, I think, just as valuable as us saying, add this guy, add that guy. It's also, this guy may no longer be good. And I know you guys talked about kind of the 2 to 4 week window for 12 teamers. Jeremiah Jackson, like you said on the show, he's kind of the quintessential example of that. You had your fun with him. Thank you for your service and move on. And
on the pitching side, Shane Baz, it's been cool, but we are moving on. We are done. It's been real. And the other thing I'll mention real quick, and if you have anything else on the pitching side, it's all yours. But our cousin Rico, he looks like he's going to be sticking around for a little while because Ryan Helsley, he still hasn't really started throwing it yet. I think he was doing some drills, but nothing official yet. So they're hoping by the end of May for Helsley, which gives us at least 2 more weeks of the good cousin.
The good cousin, twice removed. Yeah, I had that in a note as well because it doesn't seem like Helsley's making much, if any, progress. They're still saying late May, but like at some point he's got to throw a bullpen, a rehab, something. So unless we hear something, the longer that stretch is for Uncle Rico.
I got to check something now because we're going to battle this one out, but I'm pretty sure we have a listener question. Yes, a listener. Scott Burks calls him Cousin Rico in the listener question. So, yeah, it's happening. Our nicknames are lights out on the show. Anything else with the Baltimore Orioles? Like, literally, we didn't there's really nothing to add. It feels like it's more just kind of, hey, if you're rostering certain guys, be careful.
Yep. I got nothing else.
All right, Boston Red Sox. They have 6 games this week, 3 at the Royals, 3 at home versus Minnesota. That Minnesota team is pitching staff-wise is rough. 1 lefty and 5 righties for Boston.
Yeah, I don't really have much here either. It's a nice schedule, right? It's an 11% K to walk for the pitchers facing the Boston Red Sox here. But in terms of like ads, I don't. There's not really any kind of names that stick out to me.
Yeah, I'll just mention them. We mentioned them a couple weeks ago because they had a lot of righties coming up over the rest of May. It's at least in deeper leagues where she should be more widely rostered, but he's 18% and 12s is Marcelo Meyer. He hits for average. The power really hasn't shown up, but if you're looking for a batting average guy, just again, not a lights out play, but if you want to try to play like a week to week thing, he's second base, third base, so MICI, that comes into play throughout the week. And with that schedule against Minnesota, it could be a decent stream. Definitely in deeper leagues, maybe a little bit in 12s. So something to keep in mind. Anything pitching with Boston?
Nope. I don't think so.
All right, new York Yankees. They have 7 games this week, all at home. 4 versus Toronto, 3 versus the Rays. 2 lefties and 5 righties for the Yankees, who Stanton is not looking great. He can't even get on the field to start baseball activities. And the Martian, he's going to be out a handful of weeks still, it feels like. So the Spencer Jones runway, if you liked it or not, might be longer than some people have expected, is where I'll go with that.
Yeah, though it has been a pretty well, it kind of as expected. It's only been 15 plate appearances for Spencer Jones, but just 1 hit, 40% strikeout rate. But I guess of the 6 balls he's hit or whatever, maybe 9 balls he's hit, 4 of them have been hard hit balls. So no homers yet or anything, but the hard contact has been there for Spencer Jones. You're not, if you picked up Spencer Jones, you're not doing anything after just 15 plate appearances. If anything, you're kind of happy because, to your point, the runway seems a little bit longer because I don't see when Dominguez or Stanton are coming back. So it will continue to be Spencer Jones time. What about Tid's boy? What about Anthony Volpe? We talked about him on Tuesday. He's going to probably start all week, right?
He'll get this week. Again, if reports are accurate, and time will tell on these. Jose Caballero, fractured middle finger on the right hand throwing hand, which is interesting. Supposed to be a minimal stint on the IL. And the Yankees are very adamant that he is the starting shortstop. So it feels like Volpe's time is limited. And I loved it. Some of the headlines after the first game for Volpe. It's like, oh, yeah, Volpe's back in midseason form. And I get like 0 for 3 with a couple Ks and an error. They had to mention the error part in every headline. It was just like, that poor guy just needs to get out of New York. Like that media is just eating him alive right now. But I'm not interested. I'd rather take a chance on Marcelo Meyer and a good batting average than Anthony Volpe.
Yeah, I mean, plus we probably think it's just a week for Volpe, and he's just been so bad in the minors this year. I'm not touching that either.
Yep. What do you got on the pitching side? Max Fried, we're still they had the day off on Thursday, so we can get any reports from the Yankees. We'll probably find out more on Friday, but sadly, it's something we kind of have been waiting for is not the right word. Like, it seemed like this was coming a couple years ago now with Max Fried. Yeah. Hopefully it's not the big surgery, but I wouldn't be shocked if on Friday we hear he's meeting with Reattacher Meister to get some more stuff.
The rivalry continues. Reattaches.
Yeah. He's making a comeback.
Reattaches. I think, I swear, man, ever since we kind of put Reattach up to the challenge, Meister was getting too much love. Reattach has come back. This kind of miracle worker with Scooble's elbow. Our guy's back in the game. I like to see it because I am team Reattach. The Fried news sucks. Let's see. Fried was optimistic himself, but players lie, as wise men once said. Do we get Garrett Cole back this week that we're talking about?
They're still saying end of May. Like, he threw, I think, 70 pitches in his recent rehab. They're trying to take it really slow, which they should, coming off of Tommy John surgery. So it was at least 1, if not 2 more rehab starts is what they were planning on. This could obviously change things if they want to, like Luis Eels. I think it's Elmer Rodriguez. Until
it could
Cole's
be Elmer
back.
But I mean, deja vu, right? For like 1 or 2 starts, and that's it.
Exactly. It all depends on how bad Fried is. Maybe Fried gets the Joe Ryan report and he's good to go and nothing happens. Or who was it last year was it Yuri Perez or who?
Christopher Sanchez.
Christopher Sanchez. I could be one of those things, and for good to go, who knows? But it feels like it's an Elmer Rodriguez thing for the time being.
Yeah, makes sense. And I wouldn't, as someone who actually FAAB'd Elmer Rodriguez a couple weeks ago for admittedly not much money, would not recommend gluing your roster together with Elmer off of FAAB.
Well done. Anything else with the Bronx Bombers?
No, I don't have anything else.
Tampa Bay Rays, they have 6 games this week, 3 at home versus Baltimore, 3 at the Yankees, 3 lefties, 3 righties. So for the platoon-happy Rays, no bueno.
No bueno. Can't rub my soft spot with Cedric Mullins there. Just trying to get it. There you go. That worked.
I was wondering where you were going with that when you started off. I was like, whew. Might need to change the Celsius for a noon here in a minute.
Yeah. Wouldn't be your first, so that's okay. No, I don't have the Rays. It's like the good Rays are the top 4 rostered, and then it's a bunch of Platoonville, and then it's catcher and Taylor Walls. And unless it's a lefty or righty heavy week, even if it is a righty heavy week, like Jake Fraley, Cedric Mullins, it's still not great. So I got nothing on the on the Rays bats. Quick Griffin Jax check. He did throw 66 pitches his last time out.
Yep.
So that's an improvement. I think he's still under 50% rostered in NFBC
44%. Yep.
44. Did have 4 walks and 1 strikeout though in Jax's most recent start, which not great, but I still, again, given the landscape of the pitching market, I'm tracking Griffin Jax. I think he's good enough to be able to make an impact, and it seems like the Rays are continuing to stretch him out, and that's a good thing for Griffin Jax's fantasy value this year as a starter.
Yeah, and he gets Baltimore next week, Baltimore the following week, and then a 2-step against Detroit and Miami. So and by that 2-step, he might be fully stretched out. So
yeah, that's workable, that's a nice for sure.
2-step.
Agreed. Yeah. Yep.
And Baltimore's offense, like, it has its moments, but if you look at that lineup, like we talked about, it's beat up right now. So not the worst guy to get rolling with at this point in time. All right, Toronto Blue Jays. They have one other thing I will mention. I don't think it's super actionable yet, but Brian Baker has not looked lights out of late.
Right.
He blew a save on Wednesday, and Monday's save was, or like it was Monday or Sunday's save was a bit shaky out there. And he was so lights out at first. I don't think they're going to make a change, but something to keep in mind. And Garrett Clevenger could be a guy, if you're one of those cheap spec people, could be an interesting one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I think you can get Clevenger cheap. I just think the Baker leash, like, I just don't see an imminent.
It should be.
Yeah, and unless he just totally collapses. Like, the skills are still really good. Baker's missing a ton of bats. Control could be better, but Ks have been there. So maybe a blip for Baker, but wouldn't panic quite yet.
That means pick him up, folks. We are on the
right side exactly, which means it will be Clevenger's job by Tuesday of this week.
All right, wrapping up the AL East. You got the Toronto Blue Jays for 7 next week, 4 in the Bronx versus the Yankees, and 3 at home versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. And one of those is one Paul Skeens, folks. So 1 lefty and 6 righties for the Toronto Blue Jays. I will give you the floor to pronounce your favorite streaming outfielder.
Pinango, my guy.
Pinango.
Hendrik Pinango hitting second against righties. I mean, honestly, is a somewhat decent play given his spot in the order, given the righty heavy week for the Jays. So I would absolutely target Pinango if you need an outfielder, probably just in 15 teamers. I don't know if you're going for him in 12s, but I like Pinango as a pickup. And in terms of start sit, you got to go with Jesus Sanchez this week. Should get the 6 starts. Again, it's a tougher schedule. Not sure why Fried's still on there, but hey, like you said, maybe he makes the start. But Schlittler and Skeens are 2 of the righties, so that makes it tough. But just in terms of sheer plate appearances and platoons, Pinango in deeper leagues and Jesus Sanchez, I think you could even roll with him in 12s.
Yep, full agree. Sanchez has kind of slowed down, but yes, you can roll with him in this week with where things line up. Pitching wise, they got Spencer Miles set to join the rotation, and I'm not saying you go pick him up now. He made his first start. He's been primarily out of the bullpen. 3 shutout innings with no walks and 2 Ks against the Angels this past week.
Yeah.
And with the injuries to the team, he might be out there for a while. Like, it's the Yankees this week. You're not using them, but next week's the Marlins, who they're good. They're hit and miss. But as long as Scherzer's out, they might roll with Miles for a little bit, and that could be someone to at least keep your eye on. I'm not saying go at him, but if you want to just speculate for a couple bucks, not many are going to pick him up this week.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm just not sure if he's stretched out enough or good enough to be able to. I'm super interested. You put this in the Discord. Your guy. The whenever I think of Yariel Rodriguez, I actually think of his back because
he's back
for now. Yariel Rodriguez was lighting
filthy
up AAA. Yeah, like it was 13 innings, admittedly, but a 28% K- walk, 2.63 ERA for Yariel Rodriguez, who's still just 29. Don't know if he's stretched out enough, but if they do some type of piggyback with Yariel and Spencer Miles, that could be attractive.
Could be very attractive. Could be your neck, his back if we go that way. So it'd be pretty good stuff there with Yariel Rodriguez. All right, Chicago White Sox. They have 6 games this week, 3 at the Mariners, 3 at the Giants, 1 lefty and 5 righties for a White Sox team that's just pesky as all hell. and just not much to add. But they're getting it in unless you want a catcher. I'll say that much. Given Kyle Teal should be back hopefully this next week.
Yeah, that's one thing I was going to mention was Kyle Teal. God, he's been out a long time. I mean, the whole season. But
our buddy Wilder in the Discord mentioned it was supposed to be like a 4 to 6 weeks, and it's turned into like a 10-week injury now. It's been a long one.
So yes, if you have Kyle Teal, hopefully your long national nightmare is over, and you could probably get him in sometime this week that we're talking about. Curious, Bubba, if somebody who has a better than average strikeout rate, like 20%, a higher barrel rate than strikeout rate, 23% barrel rate. Again, this is just 34 plate appearances. If someone with that that combination of Ks and barrels would interest you, that would be one Jared Kelenic, who is starting against righties, and the White Sox get 5 righties. He's been good in a limited sample. I'm not saying to go out there and do this, but I'm just throwing out the name. Jared Kelenic has 5 barrels in 34 plate appearances. No homers to show for it yet. Hitting 276 with an above average K rate.
What's really funny is at AAA he was hitting 202 with 6 homers and 7 steals. It's quite the profile Mr. Kelenic is bringing there. I get where your head's at. He'd be far down a waterfall for me.
Same, especially. I mean, to add on to it, I mean, the White Sox are at Seattle at the Giants, so our 2 squads, like those aren't your hitter friendly tracks that you want to roll with Jared Kelenic. But hey, I'm just throwing out someone who's got playing time and is at least right now swinging it semi decently.
Oh, I get it. He'll be in my FAAB column just because he's unrostered and a stream for the week. So I totally get where your head's at, but I'm out on that most likely. Anything on the pitching side is Davis Martin's widely rostered. If you're rostering Noah Schultz,
you had to, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to meet the quota. If you're rostering Noah Schultz, I pray for your whip. Like even I can't stomach that whip. But anything on the pitching side of it?
I don't think so. I mean, it seems like in terms of the bullpen too, it seems like Sir Anthony he's holding on to that job. 2 saves and a win since Sunday. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, the one thing I will mention with Sir Anthony, people got worried about is he came into the 8th the other day in a high les, like 9-1-2 in the order or something. That'll happen from time to time, especially in this era of baseball, folks.
Yeah,
he's still the primary guy. Let's not overthink this situation right now.
And I think that's something too, just not even with Sir Anthony, but just larger.
Yes. David Bednar did it the other day. And I'm not saying he's elite, but like some of these closers are gonna get the leverage spots.
Like that's far more common now than the alternative, than the 9th inning only thing. So I wouldn't freak out too much about that stuff in this day and age.
Agreed. Cleveland Guardians, they have 7 games this week, 4 at Detroit, 3 at Philly. So on the road for all 7 for the Guardians. They have 2 lefties and 5 righties. Anything standing out to you with the Guardians?
The one name I might be stealing your thunder, but I get to start on all these teams, so that's the benefit. I think you mentioned him on the Tuesday show, is Brian Rocchio.
Oh, I mentioned in the last couple of FAAB shows. I picked him up like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
He's been great. Not hitting for. He has 3 home runs, but just 3 barrels. I guess it's the lack of power still, but he's running and he's not striking out. 275 batting average, 7 for 10 stolen base wise, hitting at the bottom of the order, but playing time safe. Brian Rocchio. I'm finally starting to come around now that it's too late, right?
32% rostered. You're fine. You can still jump on board. But it's like it's 275, 17 runs, 22 RBIs. Like if he can run into like 12 home runs on the season, he might steal 25 bags. Yeah, like it's a great middle infield pro. He's second base and shortstop. I think there's a ton to like there.
And you never know. Like I know you and Waddell talked about Stephen Kwan. Like why does Stephen Kwan get the leadoff?
Yep.
Like why will he stick in the leadoff gig if Rocchio continues to hit? I could see that flip, and then suddenly a leadoff Rocchio is quite nice.
Full agree on that as well. Like Stephen Kwan might need a little breather at certain points. So yeah, I love Rocchio. The other guy is he's kind of cooled down a little bit, but he's still scoring runs. He's stealing bags. He's Daniel Schneemann, and he plays all over the place. So he's gone in 15s because of that flexibility. But if you want to stream in 12s on the proper weeks, you could go there. It's a 7-game week. It's not the easiest to schedule, but Schneeman's probably going to play 6 games at least, and that'll get you some counting stats for sure.
At least some power, hopefully.
Yeah. Anything on the pitching side? It seems like they're pretty locked in everywhere else.
Pretty locked in. It's funny for the closer madness. Cade Smith has just been lights out, man.
Yeah, I wish I would have followed my own advice on that one and taken more Cade Smith. I just did. I have a couple shares, but not nearly as much as I should. I think it's a bummer.
He's been fantastic.
Yep. Detroit Tigers, they have 7 games as well this week. 4 at home versus Cleveland, 3 at the Baltimore Orioles, 2 lefties and 5 righties for Detroit, who now has Kerry Carpenter on the IL with a shoulder sprain, essentially. There's no timeline for his return just yet. And a guy that's got 2 home runs since getting called up, Ryan. I'll just throw that out there on the table that I gave you warning today that we were going to talk about this Gage Workman. Did you do anything with that warning?
I mean, no. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Pick him up or something?
No, we laughed about
Look
it.
him up?
Yes, that's where I was going to. No, we laughed about it when we texted. Yeah. And, he went deep for a second time today. He's hitting 364, but more importantly, it's a guy with like 15 to 20 home run power, a lot of speed in the minors. And what I was looking at here a second ago, he's third base. So if you're looking for third base, if you're looking to drop a guy on the Giants that plays third base, this could be an option.
Which I might be after this weekend with the A's. Yeah, Gage Workman does. I mean, again, I'm scouting the stat line here, but the 12 bags in 150 plate appearances is really nice. A 162 WRC plus in AAA for Gage Workman. And though it was only 4 homers, it was a 16% barrel rate and a 590 slug. So again, just stat wise, Gage Workman is kind of breaking out in AAA, and you never know how that could translate to the majors. Played at second and third so far. Let's see how the playing time shakes out. He hasn't played every single day, but again, with the injuries here, maybe that opens up enough playing time for Gage Workman. I'm definitely interested in the Workman.
Yeah, he hopefully does some work on your roster. He's only played 2 out of the 4 games since call-up, so kind of see how the weekend plays out. But the way he's hitting, he's got to stick. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't, but teams do dumb things.
He's just third base in
third base only in
NFBC formats,
and he's played third base and second base in his 2 starts. So they're going to try to get him out there, is what it looks like. And again, small sample, but you got to get ahead of these things while you can. Pitching side of things, I'll let you have the floor first before I try to run with something. But what do you like on the pitching side? Like, if run. Well, I'm just
run, Bubba, run.
Yeah, that's a bad combination. First, I'm going to be cynical for a minute. If you spent a lot of money on a 2-step Jack Flaherty, how are you feeling about things?
Oh, I didn't have to spend money on it because I still had Jack Flaherty, and it's not great, man. It's not great at all.
Okay, real quick. Cicchini just said Workman's middle name is Tater.
Yeah, that's sick. I saw
Gage Tater Workman. Yeah, that's
that price just went up.
Dude. If you're in a league with me, be prepared. We're going like it's gonna be that in the tugboat later on. So just be prepared for what's going down around here. Gage Tater Workman. God, some parents get it. I'm just gonna go with that. You could go all like Tom Cruise and name your kids out of some God knows where fake planet, or you could do this. That's game. What I was going to go with, and it really opened my eyes, and this is where I still have my 12-team brain a little too much, even though I am playing more 15s. But talking with Ben on Monday, he picked him up in a few spots. Ty Madden, he's 14% rostered in 12s, and he's looking really good. He's made 2 starts, 3 runs over 11 innings, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts over that stint. It's Boston and Kansas City. I really like what we're seeing from him early on here. He should stick for a while because their rotation is beat up. He gets Cleveland this week. The following week, he gets the White Sox. Not easy matchups, but he's basically there until Verlander comes back. And honestly, like Verlander.
Yeah, really?
So I like what we're seeing here from Ty Madden. And 15 teams, he needs to be rostered everywhere. There's a 12-team aspect to him for sure.
Yeah, I played some Madden this week. I picked up Ty Madden and a couple 15-teamers, actually, because he's been following. So he hasn't actually started I don't think either of the 2 games, which is even better because he's going many innings, but also not starting. So, 60% ground ball rate for Ty Madden through his 2 starts. I like that. I don't know why I keep talking about Troy Melton, but I do. His rehab's going very well. I believe he's in AAA.
Close. He's close.
Yep.
He's real close.
So in certain leagues you can't add Troy Melton yet, but I was excited with the raw talent that we saw from Melton, I guess in the postseason 2 years ago. I think he could be an impact pitcher here in probably 1 or 2 more FAAB periods. But if you can get ahead of it, if your league has kind of bench flexibility, you can add and stash these guys early. I'm going to continue to talk about Troy Melton as a nice stash right now.
I'd still I like it, but I'd be calm because Casey Mize is returning this weekend.
Yeah, it is going to start to be if Mize comes back, if Madden continues to pitch well, and if Verlander comes back.
Been decent. Like there's guys that are holding their own, right?
And like Flaherty,
he's not.
I know
going
this is
anywhere.
bad, but I agree. I don't think he's going anywhere.
He can eat up innings at least, and that's what some of these teams just need these days.
Well, yeah, I guess.
We
only went like 3 2/3 last.
That's true. Lately he hasn't because he walked too many people. Which again, apologies. I dropped him, so I'm unfamiliar with his recent game logs because I just literally erased him from my mind.
Lucky you.
Yes. So,
but that's true. Yeah. I do think Troy Melton, though. I think he's good enough. I think he'll have a spot, but we'll see. Who knows?
Yep, I do.
No one else will get hurt by then.
He's worthy of a look, and maybe they use openers for some of these old farts. Who knows what they're going to do? But he's when healthy should be somewhere in that rotation. Kenley Jansen got a save on Sunday, pitched on Wednesday, but he is still dealing with lingering stuff. Finnegan's been horrible though, so I really don't know how you want to approach that situation.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
Yeah. All right, Kansas City Royals. They have 6 games this week, all at home at the Cough. 3 versus Boston, 3 versus Seattle, 2 lefties, 4 righties for a Royals team that. Not a whole lot of moving parts that you could hit at least offensively.
No, I don't have much, if anything, here. Honestly, I'm not going to talk about the mountain.
No, thank you. Let's just move on from that. Cole Reagans is playing catch. He might actually come back soon, so that's slightly encouraging. Is where I'll go with that.
Slightly. We'll see how long that lasts.
I know. I'm not counting my eggs before they hatch. Like we're going to.
I've heard it. I've heard of that saying before. Even I've heard that one before.
Yeah, but at least it's positive for now, and I'm going to continue to try to stay.
What was the saying we were texting about a couple of weeks ago? Something about boiled eggs or something.
I have no idea.
Spoiled milk.
Spoiled milk. Yeah, spilled milk.
Spilled milk.
Don't cry over spilled milk.
Don't cry over spilled. Like, who says that, man?
Apparently no one around you. Guarantee your dad does or has. You just totally blocked it out.
Yeah. We'll have time to discuss on the.
You got a road trip. Start
on I-5 tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. Minnesota Twins, they have 6 games this week, 3 at home versus Houston, 3 at the Boston Red Sox, 1 lefty and 5 righties. We got some pitching stuff to talk about. Let's start with hitters first. Anything with the Twins, again, it's 1 lefty and 5 righties. So I guess you can keep Trevor Larnach in. He's just not really doing much.
Yeah, he's just not doing anything. I have Larnach on a few 15s, and it's just like
he's not a 12 or stream. Don't stream him.
No. I mean, he's barely. I'm considering just even if it is a nice week for the Twins, it's just 12% K to walk for the pitchers going against him. It's guys like Imai, Burrows has been getting torched. Bayo's been a little better lately in a follower role, but like it's a nice schedule, but I still don't even know for Trevor Larnach. I'm actually most interested in driving Austin Martin. I think he's going to play more regularly with Matt Wallner now on the IL, and I think not on the IL, just sent down to AAA.
Got demoted. Yeah, there's no IL. Let's not sugarcoat this thing. He sucked, and he
trying
got
to give my man too much credit.
Part of the family,
yeah,
but not good, and he got sent all the way down to figure it out, I guess.
But Austin Martin's got 6 steals, hitting .327. He's not going to hit that the whole time, but a 14% strikeout rate, doesn't whiff, doesn't hit for much power, but the Twins are running him. I like Austin Martin as a outfield pickup.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I was trying to get shares earlier this year. I have a lot of DC shares because I love that batting average. The speeds there, like you said, it was just inconsistent playing time with platoons. But if they're going to let him go Like he could score a ton of runs. There's a world like why would if he's going to start every day, why is he not hitting second instead of Trevor Larnach? Why is he not even leading? Like I know they have Buxton up there who actually got scratched from the start on Thursday. So here we go. But yeah, why would Martin not move up the lineup at the same time if he continues to produce like this? So I like that Austin Martin call quite a bit. All right. Zebby Matthews looked damn good on Thursday.
Jesus. I know.
Like he looked really good. And I'm terrified because there's moments where we look at in recent years, we've looked under the hood and he should be really good. And he never is. So what are you thinking here, Ryan? Because pitching the way it is and as well as he threw it, and the last thing I'll say before I completely give you the floor, if he sticks, which he's supposed to for now, while Taj Bradley's on the IL with his pec injury, which we still don't have a timetable for, he is playing catch, though, so that's a positive. Zebby Matthews, he gets Houston next week, which is not as deadly as it used to be. Then it's up in the air because they're expecting Taj back the following week. But if Taj isn't, it's a two-step against the White Sox and the Pirates.
And the tough part is like our biggest thing against Zebby, other than the hard contact and getting destroyed in outings, even when he pitched semi well, it was 5 and dive. And in the start today, Zebby went 7 innings, 83 pitches. Like that's a change from the Rocco Baldelli days. So I don't know, man. I've been in on Zebby for like 2-3 years in a row. You've always told me to back out because the skills always look better than the results do. It's like I called him a couple weeks ago, the minor league Nola. And I kind of stand by that comp. Feel like the year that I'm not going to pick up Zebby is the year he's actually going to do something. This was very encouraging start. However, as we know, I mean, that's going to make the FAAB price, I think, go, I don't want to say through the roof, but I think Zebby, you're going to have to pay up to get Zebby. And man, I'm not ready to totally flip the script here based on one good start against the Marlins.
No, I'll have reasonable bids in on him. Pitching so well, to your point, is going to increase things, but I think so many people do have the scar tissue from the past that all it takes is one guy to not care and go crazy. But you might be in some leagues where we've all gone through Zebby, and it changes the bidding process. So we'll see where it goes. Like I said, he's at least going to get one start depending on Taj comes back. But our buddy Splitterwoods Richardson hasn't been that great. He's got no options, so he'd have to go to the bullpen. But like if Zebby throws well again this week, why do you not keep him in the rotation is the big question.
Agreed. I actually, as long as Zebby pitches well, I'm not too worried about roll, quite honestly, for that reason.
Yeah, agreed. JD Bowles says what's reasonable, like mid-20s, 15 to 25. Like that's for me. It'll probably be more.
You're not getting him for that.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm at. But that's what I do each and every week. And knock on wood, it's doing its thing. But like if you really need pitching and you think Zebby's sticking, you're going to be in the 50s to 70 range.
So I was going to say, if I had to just guess to kind of JD's question, in 15 teamers, I think it'd be like $70-$80 would be what it takes to get Zebby, something like that.
Yeah, so I'll never get him. But unless some leagues stuff gets weird.
Yeah, some leagues could go way more. Some leagues. That's why on the FAAB tracker, I've got we've got the percentiles, not only min, max, average, but 25th, 75th. There's a big spread to a lot of these guys.
Oh, I've loved it. I used it weekly, and like when there is that big spread, I'll mention like, the max was say 160, but 75th and below was like $33. Like it gives you a great idea of what's going on there. All right, Sacramento Athletics on the road for 7-4 at the Angels, 3 at San Diego. So they're not leaving the great state of California. So they got that going for them. 1 lefty and 6 righties. This is a phenomenal week. And if you're late to the Geloff party, you better hurry up, is all I'm going to say. You've been warned. What I'm more curious, Ryan, Henry Bolte. It happened on Thursday. And I'm wondering if it's going to continue to happen because the Law Dog's been horrible. And Bolte got the start over Law Dog in center field versus a righty. And I think that's what needs to happen right now.
I was going to text you today about that because this is
I just wrote about that, didn't I? Did I just write about that?
Yeah, and you talked about it on Tuesday. You're speaking it into existence, and it actually might be happening. We will get a weekend's worth of samples. The A's get 3 righties this weekend.
So we'll have a good idea.
We'll have a good idea. If Henry Bolte, and actually it is pronounced Bolte, I believe.
Yep, I'm not even being a dummy like I usually am with a Canton dog. I'm just it is
Bolte. Yeah. I mean, given the given the numbers that Henry Bolte has put up in AAA, again, it's a little bit of a trap citing PCL numbers, but it's been wild. And as you've said for a long time now, the Law Dog Lawrence Butler has not been good at all this season. And Bolte is now starting to get playing time there. So let's see what happens this weekend. But if Bolte starts 2 of 3, I'm very interested.
He's hitting his first 2 games. That's the best part. He's 3 for 6 with a couple of walks. He's like, I know it's an extremely small sample, but even a stolen base, he doesn't look like overmatched. And again, 2 games, I get it, but and it was McGreevium's Liberator, so it's not like he's got world beaters in front of him. But you love to see it, at least when the kid comes up, he picks up where he left off in AAA.
Yep. Couple other things. So you mentioned Geloff. Geloff's been playing. He's about to get third base. Yeah, he's about to get third base. He's got 7 games at third, maybe even 8 if they played today. So
he's up to 85% rostered though. So like I said, if you waited, better get the last chunks if you can.
I'm far from a good FAAB player, but I did get Geloff a couple weeks ago once we looked at that K rate and we're like, oh, it's actually not bad.
Yeah.
So Zach Geloff in your life with second, third outfield eligibility could be really nice. And then you're of course starting Carlos the Sea of Cortez against 6 bad righties this week. So really good schedule for the A's. If you're going to be on the road, go on the road at the Angels and at the Padres against this crew.
And what's also interesting when it comes to Bolte, sorry, I'm going to backtrack a second. He could actually play center and left because Soderstrom's in a massive funk as well. So they could just give Butler and Soderstrom days off and just move Bolte back and forth. So there's a world where he could get plenty of runs. It's something to watch this weekend.
Yeah, Soderstrom hitting 201. It's not great.
Mm-hmm. It's a bad combination out there for guys that were kind of standards last season. So not great at all. Anything on the pitching side of things as they go on the road? So I guess you could potentially be excited. Not to mention the bullpen's a little in flux at the moment.
Yeah, I mean you could try and get by with a stream of JT Ginn, Jacob Lopez, Savali, or Severino. Those are the guys going against the Angels this week. Even the Padres. I know the Padres are playing well, but they're with Tatis and Machado not doing anything, that's not really an offense that I'm scared of. So
it's a JT Ginn 2-step.
Yeah, 2-step, and Jacob Lopez because it's 7 games.
Oh man, yeah, that's gonna be trouble.
Those are options for you for sure.
Yeah, JT Ginn 17% in 12-team leagues. Jacob Lopez 6. Jacob Lopez, I'm not as excited. It did look good this week. Again, I'd be quite interested in actually. God, that's not good. All right, anything else on Sacramento?
Nope.
Houston Astros, they have 6 games this week. 3 at Minnesota, 3 at the Cubs, 2 lefties and 4 righties for a just decimated Houston team.
Yeah, Zach Cole led off today against.
He was one of my top pickups this week. He's swinging it. Don't deny it.
Do you like him? You starting him this week? 4 righties
in my 15s. Heck yeah. They played 7 righties this past week.
It's a 38% K rate for Zach Cole hitting 300. That's not going to last.
Don't care.
Projected to hit 210.
Streaming him.
I'm not.
Who else are they going to play?
The guy's going to become the next Ildemaro Vargas, of course, but I'm not.
Thank you for your words of advice on this one, because I appreciate
everyone start Zach Cole now, please, because put the Bloomfield kiss of death on him.
That's awesome.
But he is. I think given the injury, the playing time will be there. I'm worried about the swing and miss, extreme swing and miss. Zach Cole.
That's fair. Anything else with Houston though? Because like I said, it's pretty if it's only 4 righties, but. This is how bad it is. Braden Shumaki is actually swinging it well if you're looking for a stream for the week.
I always read that name and I'm like, my man forgot the R somewhere.
Yeah.
It's got to be Shoemaker, but it just cut off halfway through. I don't know. That's my analysis of Shoemake.
Yeah, Shumaki. I'd be willing to stream if necessary in 15s. There's room there for sure. If you lost Jacob Wilson, that could be an option.
When's Pena coming back?
Well, hopefully next week. They wanted to really slow play his rehab, but it was, I believe, Tuesday night. He had a collision trying to get to a ball, had to miss Wednesday's game with neck injury. Still did baseball activities on the side, just didn't play in the game. I have not seen any updates on Thursday.
Sweet.
Yeah, so yeah, hopefully Pena's back next week. That was the original plan, but the setback doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
Anything else with the Houston Astros? Again, a team that's just
not really.
It's
I mean, quick Tang shout out. He's up to like 60 some odd pitches, but
look at you, Tang.
He's not missing bats like he was last year, so I'm not drinking the Tang.
I guess one thing I will mention, a lot of people gave up on him, but Brian King's been kind of moved back to the closing role. That Eniel De Los Santos thing did not go well. Now King blew the save on Wednesday, but
didn't he just get?
He has. Look, they hung him out to dry. 34 pitches. Like, what are we doing there? But he picked up 2 saves prior to these last 2 outings. Like he's got the last 2 saves for the Astros. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
God, never mind. You gotta take
it's not
chance,
good, man. I know.
But what are your options? You're looking for closers. What are we talking about here?
I hear you. When's Hader coming back? What's the deal?
He's made, I think, 3 appearances now. He looked good in his last one on Tuesday, so hopefully it
should be pretty soon then. He doesn't need to ramp up that much. He's technically on the 60-day IL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't return until the 24th of May.
Yeah, he's got at least another week or so. So yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's head to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. 7 games at home this week: 4 versus the A's, 3 versus Texas, 2 lefties and 5 righties for the Angels. Anything of interest for you here?
I know you've been talking up Vaughn Grissom, so I would think it was a lefty-heavy week, the current week for the Angels, but it seems like Vaughn Grissom's starting to get everyday playing time against both sides. Has started the last 5 games at first, second, and third base. So, I mean, not destroying the ball, but Vaughn Grissom is still just 25 years old, making a ton of contact. It's a 9% strikeout rate, 5 barrels already in 86 plate appearances. You could do worse than a versatile Vaughn Grissom.
Yep. A near 50% hard hit rate. Nice right center field home run in Cleveland the other day. Like he's looking good given the playing time. And like we talked a while back, he's still only 25. Like the dude is super young. A bunch of injuries kind of derailed that prospect hype at one point in time. So see where that goes. I wish they played Oswaldo Peraza more. That's just like they're still running out Yohan Moncada. Just burn the contract and play Peraza. It blows my mind. But that's what they do. One thing I will mention, Logan O'Hoppe is expected to be activated from the IL on Friday. So he's back on Friday for you listening. Pitching. What do you got?
Pitching. We've got Alek Manoah. We've got Alek Manoah back. Alek Manoah is on the Angels roster. Yeah, it should not be on your roster. Continue to move along. We have no idea if the Angels even have a closer. It's been rough lately for the Angels. I still feel like Zephyr could be the dude, but
should be. Yeah,
these guys don't generate any save ops, which is a problem.
I'm going to keep saying Walbert Urena. I know you don't like him because the walk rate is the control is suspect as I'll get. It is a young Jose Soriano profile. Dude throws gas, gets tons of strikeouts, decent ground ball rate. Walks are a problem. Nice 2-step this week. 8% rostered in 12s. Really like some Walbert Urena this week.
For the 2-step this week, sure. Tons of strikeouts. I would argue his K rate is below league average and has a
when he doesn't walk a lot of guys, he collects strikeouts.
Okay. Sure.
Yes. At least
and when I
know.
Never mind.
If your aunt had wrong story.
Exactly. That's actually exactly what I was gonna go with. That's pretty
wrong
bad.
Show.
That's
wrong
pretty
show.
bad.
So we get along, Ryan. This is why we get along. Some people think we argue on the show. No,
that's exactly what I had in mind. Wow, that's really sad.
All right, Seattle Mariners. They have 6 games this week: 3 at home versus the White Sox, 3 at the Royals, 4 lefties and 2 righties. So this past week we had the Canzone Raley weekend. We had a grand slam for Canzone, 2 homers for Raley. Life is good. Yeah, you can go back to the waiver wire or your bench this week. So what do you like with the Mariners?
Well, that's the interesting thing. What do you do? And maybe it's a 12 versus 15 teamer. Yeah, do you bench those guys? Or you drop them? Kind of
what
depends.
I would
you probably look at their next schedule for the next week.
I'm pulling it up right now. So if we're looking ahead, the next week it's 5 righties, 1 lefty again. The week after that, 5 righties, 1 lefties, and the week after that could be 5 or 6 righties and 1 lefty. So you're probably holding them.
And in 2028, they get 5 righties. And no, I'm
just
kidding. Yeah, you are holding. You are holding. That's a good. It's a good analysis there. I like that because Canzone and Nuke Rayleigh having a hell of a week, and it's not over. But you can't roll with those guys this week against 4 lefties. Anyone again, it may only be 3 because Reagan's is listed in there, but
true.
Still, it's got to be at least 5 righty week to start Canzone or Rayleigh. We mentioned at the top of the show, the big dumper, despite showering with his clothes on, did not fix all of his issues on the IL. Mitch Garver is the guy. Got to be pretty. Yeah, did homer today. So, there's something there, but for me, it's like in a 2-catcher league, you just need a body, couple bucks. That's about it for Mitch Garver for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's other options, but if you're desperate in a 2-catcher league, sure, I'm with you there. But I think there's other options indeed. Other than that, I have nothing offensively. Pitching wise, Bryce Miller came back. Luis Castillo, of course, pitches decent on Thursday to kind of mess with things, but he's got to go to the bullpen. Are they still sticking to the piggyback next week?
Yeah. So the plan is
forward or reverse.
The plan was Castillo started today. They each get their own first start, but they're going to piggyback. I don't know who's on top and who's on bottom of the reverse or straight piggyback. So that is actionable though. Like if it's Miller, because Miller looked half decent. I think went 5-6 innings in his first start. Castillo, I'm still not. Yes, he got the win today, but did not honestly look that great. So whoever gets the back half of that piggyback, that could be the target.
Literally. All right, let's talk about the Texas Rangers. They have 6 games this week, 3 in Coors to start the week, 3 versus the Angels in Anaheim. Coors apparently is going to be 2 lefties and 1 righty. They got 3 lefties, 3 righties for the week. So, I don't have a whole lot when it comes to Texas.
No, I don't.
Not even on the pitching side, honestly.
Yeah. This is probably our first team where it's like, I don't know. You can start Berger again.
He's swinging this week. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, heating back up, but that's about it.
Yeah, Duran in deep leagues if you want, but he's kind of cooled down a little bit. That flexibility and the playing time is there, but not like over the moon about that one. All right, let's head to the National League. The Atlanta Braves, they have 7 games this week, 4 at the Miami Marlins, 3 at home versus the Washington Nationals, 2 lefties and 5 righties for the red-hot Atlanta Braves. And with 5 righties on tap, Brian, you know what that means.
Time to dominate.
It's time to dominate, yes.
Dom Smith, dominator himself. You can roll with that, especially because it is 5 easy righties. So you like that. And I'm going to throw Ha-Seong Kim.
Yep.
Back from the IL on Tuesday. I think universally available at least in NFBC formats. I think it was like 2% in 12s, maybe a little higher in 15 teamers. But I think Ha-Seong Kim has plenty of runway for now. Should play every day. And he's been good in the past. He's almost 31 now, but already has done nothing, but it's only been 7 plate appearances. I like Ha-Seong Kim as a middle infield ad.
Yeah, great replacement, I think, for Jacob Wilson. So that's one of your top options. But yeah, Dominic Smith was playing a ton. Sean Murphy came back and screwed it up. Well, Sean Murphy's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks, so Dom should be back into his right-handed heavy DHing role once again. So enjoy that. Pitching side of things, I really don't have anything.
Nope. Same.
All right, Miami Marlins, they have 7 games this week, all at home, 4 versus the Braves, 3 versus the Mets, 2 lefties and 5 righties. For a Marlins team that is scoring runs lately because Otto Lopez and Xavier Edwards has power now, which is nuts. He's going full Bryce Terang on us this season. What's your thoughts on the Marlins?
How many homers does Xavier Edwards have? I know he homered this week, but
I want to say he's got like 4 or 5 already, which for him is
wow.
A lot.
Yeah, he's got more homers already this season. He's got 4.
Yeah, it's a whole different approach at the plate for him. It feels like his launch angle's up to 11.7 from 8.2, 6.7, 6.5% barrel rate after a 0.8% last year. He's not a world beater power-wise, but for him, that's a massive improvement.
Interesting. Yeah, I obviously have no Xavier Edwards, but yeah, 9 barrels already. That's more than double
And
what
4
Xavier
homers.
Edwards had
It's pretty
last year.
fair. It's pretty
Yeah,
fair to what we're
exactly.
looking for.
Exactly. And actually, surprisingly, though, only 4 steals. So you're not getting what you expected in the stolen base department for Xavier Edwards. But no, I don't. In terms of ads for the Marlins, I don't have anything on the hitter side.
What about Braxton Garrett?
Yeah,
He was horrible on his return on Thursday. Inning in the third, 5 runs, 5 walks. It was a mess, but I think they're going to give him some leeway. He's got a 2-step this week, which I'm terrified of. But like, we have no news on Snelling yet. I think he's another reattached Meister conundrum. But Garnett should get Braxton Garrett should get a lot of run, Ryan, which could be enticing.
And I'm still interested. This could be the old Christian Scott whipsaw where the first outing's just bad, ton of walks, and that depresses the FAAB price. I mean, unlike Scott, Braxton Garrett's. Yeah, I think Scott was sent back down right after that first start.
Yes,
but Garrett's still going to be in it. So I'm still going to be bidding on Braxton Garrett and just kind of hope the FAAB price is lower because I still think Braxton Garrett's pretty good and it's just one start. So yes, my bids will be lower than what I thought they were, but also I think that like if Braxton Garrett went out and shoved in the first start, his price would be our $200 guy for this week. And now it's going to be double digits, but I still think you should be interested in Braxton Garrett.
Agreed. I'm still very interested in Braxton Garrett. It's a shame on Snelling. I guess don't drop until you get more information, but it doesn't feel good at all right now. Anything else on Miami? I'm pretty done with them.
Nope, we're good.
New York Mets, they have 7 games on the road this week, 4 at Washington, 3 at Miami, 2 lefties, 5 righties. It is J.R. Ewing time, folks. He is absolutely like first career home run on Thursday.
Yeah.
He's doing a little bit of everything every single day, and maybe it's just, fluky out the gate, but you got to give it a look if you need some outfield help.
Man, after the last episode, after our last show, I had that expired IPA and I watched
Who Shot JR?
Who Shot JR. It was quite the scene in our year 2026.
You're welcome.
It's actually looked pretty cool.
And then he hits a home run, and someone puts a J.R. Ewing gif in the chat, which was awesome.
That was me. That was me.
Oh, okay. I was like, that was awesome.
Yeah. He is known as J.R. Ewing now on our show. And not only just a home run, it was 110 miles an hour off the bat. Like that's some pop. He's already stolen a base in 9 plate appearances. I mean, that's the huge draw with A.J. Ewing. Everyone talks about those 70 bags. But, this is going to be – it's easy for us to sit here and say, go add A.J. Ewing. He's going to cost you. He's going to cost you because I think the playing time – I mean, the Mets just need anyone with a pulse. And, Lou Bob would be back at some point. But, I think if A.J. Ewing's hitting, I don't think it matters. They will find a spot in the lineup for A.J. Ewing. So he's going to be pricey. I think very pricey.
Very pricey, and I'm interested. I don't spend a lot of money, so I probably won't get much. I know it's a broken record on this show, but that's just how we do things.
It does feel like the type of prospect where you want to take that shot, especially if you need bags, where you're at in the standings. I'll be very interested too. I think I may not get him, but I'll be pretty aggressive. I think
he ran wild in the minors, so
yeah,
definitely a guy that you want to be interested in for if he keeps hitting like this. Carson Benji's earned the leadoff spot. He's played well, but Bubba hitting second, really. We could fix that real quick.
Yes.
And then the JR profile just completely flips on its head. Anything else with the Mets though? I don't have a whole lot else when it comes to the New York Mets.
No, I don't have anything else.
All right, our usually boring preview for the week. The Philadelphia Phillies. They have 6 games at home this week, 3 versus Cincinnati, 3 versus Cleveland. So the Battle of Ohio comes to Philadelphia for 2 separate series. 4 lefties and 2 righties for the fighting Phils, and that just doesn't mean much to me.
Yeah, all that means to me is, I'm not – well, I guess Brandon Marsh is playing against lefties, but –
yeah, Justin Crawford's the one that sits a bit from left.
Yeah, he's been – which I don't – he's been good. He's been better lately. I'd like to see –
he's been much better lately. Yeah.
I'd like to see the Phillies keep rolling him out there.
He's played once, one of the last 3 lefties.
Got a comment from Frank that Trey Turner was dropped in his league.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I have pretty much zero concern about Trey Turner. So I don't know.
Well, it's like someone on the FAAB show we found out they dropped Jesus Luzardo in an OC. Like, that's just,
yeah, it's great.
Shoot that into the sun.
Yeah. But no, in terms of ads, this is our typical boring old Philadelphia Phillies.
Agreed. Washington Nationals have 7 games this week, 4 at home versus the Mets, 3 at the Braves, 1 lefty and 6 righties for a Nats team that we said had a great schedule this week, and so far so good when they were in Cincinnati.
Yeah, they are hitting. Dalen Lyle is like is on fire. Luis Garcia was dropped in a ton of spots recently. Yep. He's had a decent week.
So.
And right, yeah, I know.
He's had a good week this week, but up till that, he was horrible. Like, he was a good stream this week.
And a good stream this next coming week that we're talking about, right? It's 6 righties. It's a 30% K to walk.
But the matchups aren't the same. Like, the matchups last week, when we talked about their schedules, like the best. We're just lights out.
I mean, these matchups are pretty easy too. Outside of
the weekend is. The weekend is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Luis Garcia is. I think he should be added in 12s. I don't know what his. I don't know.
I'll tell you right now.
Deal is.
He is 72% rostered in 12s.
Okay, so we're kind of arguing over
nothing. Yes.
Yeah,
but that's what we do on this show.
Why else would we argue?
Or it's like grumpy old men around here. Anything else with the Nats, though, because outside of that, like, Luis Garcia is the streaming guy that is of interest to most. For the most part, there's nothing pitching-wise. Foster Griffin finally got his on Thursday. It's been a while. It's been coming, and it finally did. I don't have a whole lot else, though.
No, I don't either. I'll throw Keeper Ruiz. Been serviceable lately. If you need that second catcher.
And the other thing I'll mention is Clayton Beater is rehabbing and could return here this week and at the beginning of next week. Gus Varden's still much better than him, but we know how teams do dumb stuff. So it's good. I'm just going to throw that out there. Chicago Cubs, they have 6 games all in Wrigley this week. 3 versus the Brewers, 3 versus the Astros, 1 lefty and 5 righties for the Cubbies.
I have nothing on the hitter side.
Nope. Hopefully, Melissa Ballesteros can figure stuff out, but it's not great. Nothing on the hitter side. Everything on the pitching side, because I don't have anything there either.
Thought I did.
Ben Brown.
Yeah, Ben Brown. Yeah, Ben Brown. He pitched today on Thursday. What did he do in?
The Cubs played today.
They did. They won. Palencia got the save number 3.
Shows you how busy I was.
Ben Brown pitched 4 innings, 1 hit ball, 7 Ks, 1 walk, 65 pitches. That's a very encouraging start for Ben Brown, who is
84% rostered.
Damn it, of course. But only 31% started. I think you're close to getting to that 5th inning for Ben Brown. And matchup wise, I don't know who the hell he'd face, but he probably did. Right here.
He gets the Milwaukee Brewers to start the week. But if he gets stretched out, next week's at Pittsburgh and at St. Louis.
There you go. So I would hold / add Ben Brown, pitching very well right now and seems to be getting further stretched out. Like, he's trending more towards being starter Ben Brown than going back to the bullpen, at least for now.
Yeah. I'm still scared about starter Ben Brown, but yes, you are right.
There is plenty of scar tissue there as well.
Yeah, like, I think I'd take my Zebby Matthew chance before I take the Ben Brown chance, but both could end up in bad situations.
I think I've been burned by both of those guys in the same week before. So
that sounds about right for most of us. All right, Cincinnati Reds, 6 games this week, 3 at Philadelphia, 3 at home versus the Cardinals, 2 lefties and 4 righties for the Redlegs.
I'll give another shout out to JJ Bleday. He's widely rostered now, but we've been on him for the last 2-3 weeks.
Nice double dong today versus a lefty starter.
Yeah, I think bat speed's up quite a bit. Like, this is very interesting. / breakout potential for JJ Bleday hitting in the middle of the lineup. So really like that. But ship has sailed in terms of a FAAB ad there.
Agreed. Pitching side, it's pretty, not great.
What do you mean? They added Chris Paddock. The sheriff's in town.
Okay, yeah, they did. That is correct. That means next Friday, stream your Cardinals.
Yeah, that's who he faces. Paddock. I can't believe it. Yeah, start all Cardinals. Oh, Paddock against Kyle Leahy. That'll be some
Good
fireworks in that one.
Hopefully it's humid in St. Louis. God, just let the over on that one. But against the Mets the following week, that's usually the cure-all. So we'll see how that goes.
I don't know how. Well, never mind.
I'm curious now.
No, I was gonna say because I thought we were talking about St. Louis, so I don't know how St. Louis is 7 games above 500. That's impressive.
It's their voodoo magic they do all the time. What I will mention though, Graham Ashcraft's still 33% rostered in 12s, and I feel like he's the guy that gets it more often than not in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean we don't know. Pierce Johnson has gotten the last save, and that was like a week ago. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with my Graham Ashcraft love over the.
I will Johnson. Too. If I had to pick one, I would stick with Graham Ashcraft.
All right, Milwaukee Brewers. They have 6 games: 3 at the Cubs, 3 at home versus the Dodgers, 3 lefties, 3 righties, and it's a tough schedule.
16.5% strikeout rate for the starters going against the Brewers. Christian Yelich, man, that's not great.
Yeah,
not great. Came back on Tuesday from the IL, and then
he's missed the last 2 games.
Has missed the last 2. Has kind of said like the game after, I was like, okay, that's fine. I give him a day off, but then to miss 2 in a row, that's tough. Split week. Milwaukee platoons a bunch of guys, so I don't see anything that attractive here.
Yeah, the Brewers is weird because he had the groin injury, but now it's his back again, and the Brewers said on Friday they'll decide if he has to go on the IL or not. So
yep.
Keep an eye on that one. And I have nothing when it comes to pitching with the Brewers. The National League's been pretty boring for us so far this week.
Hey, that's okay. I don't have anything on the pitcher side either. The bullpen still. Guess it's still Abner. Got the most recent save on Tuesday, but I don't know, man. Aaron Ashby, like,
he's awesome.
Are you picking him up?
I've talked about. I write him up almost at least every other week, just as a guy to pitch because he gets wins, ratios, and strikeouts. I've talked about him a lot because the way pitching's so bad, there's going to be a lot of weeks where you don't have like 7 good starters to use. He fills that void,
and not only gets wins, I think leads the majors in wins.
He does,
and so like part of me is like, all right, it's tough, like that's going to run out. But the Brewers are a successful team, and they are putting Ashby in situations where he can continue to get these wins. It just seems like one of those pitchers we'll look back on this season. It's like, oh, here's that middle reliever who got 12 wins with good ratios and became more valuable than, was like a top 30 starting pitcher. I don't know.
Can't remember who it was. Was it Eric Lauer with Tampa Bay, or who the heck was it that did something similar to that?
Yeah, I forget. There are somewhat frequently relievers who get like double-digit wins with good ratios, and it's like that's very valuable. And Ashby, I think, already has 7 or 8. So
yeah,
he's already well on his way.
All right, the Pittsburgh Pirates this week, they have 6 games: 3 at St. Louis, 3 at Toronto, 2 lefties and 4 righties. What stands out to you here?
Not much. I mean, I guess Spencer Horwitz is hitting a little bit, but 4 righties, that's kind of tough. I don't have much on the hitter side.
No, the hitter side's kind of drying up. Do you have anything on the pitching side? Because I don't have a whole lot there either.
Not really. Gregory Soto seems to be taking that job and run with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to wait a couple more weeks, but Dennis Santana's getting closer to if I need a roster spot, he's worth the conversation.
That's where I was going with it, right? Like if you have Santana, I mean, what are you doing?
Not yet, but it's getting close.
Very close. Very close. Yeah.
All right, St. Louis Cardinals, they have 6 games, 3 at home versus Pittsburgh, 3 at the Reds, 1 lefty and 5 righties for the St. Louis Cardinals. Like you mentioned, you got this lineup you're looking at and other things, and they're like 7 games over 500.
Yeah, just no idea how they're doing it, but that is the Cardinals. And I mean, none of their bats stand out to me at all. Like in terms of FAAB, like Weatherholt's been freaking awesome at the top.
He's been awesome. Herrera's been very good, actually. But yeah. When it comes to FAAB, there's nothing there.
Jordan Walker's been awesome, but so yeah, I guess we do know why I don't know. The rotation's so bad though. Like,
and Riley O'Brien's awesome. But yeah.
This is a pretty. You're right, man. The NL this week's kind of. Yeah.
I have a guy. If we can talk pitching,
you do on the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I wrote him up last week. I was quite surprised, and maybe it's more of 15 weeks widely rostered in 15s, but there's 12 of viability here, and that is Dustin May, folks. Dustin May has allowed 3 earned runs or less in his last 6 starts. Dustin May, over those 6 starts, has racked up a whopping 2.55 ERA, 3.89 xFIP, which is nice. It's 25 strikeouts to 8 walks over 35 and a third, so he's not like an elite strikeout guy, but we're seeing actually decent skills. And that's with a 304 BABIP, so it's not like he's just getting super lucky on things. He's going like a lot of quality starts, at least 6 innings. And I was just looking at it last week. I know he's got a good schedule coming up unless things shifted all of a sudden, but St. Louis Cardinals, Dustin May gets Pittsburgh this week, which is nice. At Milwaukee could be sketchy. The following week's Texas, Cincinnati at home, in St. Louis. Like, he's got good matchups as well, and he's been very serviceable. Where we're looking as bad as pitching is like Dustin May. Yeah. He's got legs right now. He's 56% rostered in 12s.
Yep. Well aware of Dustin May. He's actually I have him on my Vegas auction team. One of the few bright spots, to the point he's like my SP4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's been really decent, bad. Especially in 15s. Like, as bad as pitching is, he's starting every week.
Yeah, I still think it's matchup dependent. Like, I mean, to your point, and like you said,
I wouldn't play him versus Milwaukee, but Pittsburgh this week, I'm in.
I'm not gonna. Maybe I should crap all over you for it and motivate Dustin May, but no, I think that's a decent call. Like, still, he doesn't miss a ton of bats. He never has. But you're right. He's been good and he's been consistent, and the matchups are good for Dustin May. I'll give you that.
Yeah, you throw him in that bucket of like the Nick Martinez's of the world and stuff, where you're expecting the blowups to come, but they're getting the job done for now. So you got to run with it and see where it goes. Arizona Diamondbacks. They have 7 games this week, all at home. 3 versus the Giants, 4 versus the Rockies. 2 lefties and 5 righties for the D-backs. Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, Waldschmidt was the big ad last week. I got nothing.
No, still waiting for Del Castillo to get that 10th start at catcher. That hasn't happened since Gabby Moreno came back. So
does he have 9?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'll double check. It's been 9.
He's getting Jordan. There was a comment about Jordan earlier. Yeah. He's stuck on 9 games.
Because every day nine games at catcher. It's been away for a while too. Because every day the lineup comes out, Ben makes a comment in the Discord about Jordan's outfield eligibility. He's just waiting for it. But I got nothing hitting wise for Arizona, and really nothing pitching wise either.
Yeah, same.
All right. Colorado Rockies, they have 7 games, 3 at home versus Texas, 4 at the Arizona Diamondbacks, 2 lefties and 5 righties for the Colorado Rockies.
So your lefties, you roll with those, especially Mickey Moniak. Jake McCarthy's been freaking awesome. Yep. You get 5 starts there. Troy Johnston, maybe. Actually, this is random. Me and Ray Flowers traded Troy Johnston for Oswald Peraza in labor today. Just shuffling deck chairs on the Titanic there. I got Peraza. I gave up Johnston.
Like it.
I don't know.
Full indoors.
It was more just position bench flexibility for both of us. Johnson is first base outfield, and Peraza and labor second and third. And we just needed that. So I don't know. Kind of random tidbit no one cares about, but there we go.
Yep, it's all good. No, I appreciate it. The sad news, Chase Dollander might be broken, literally. So we have to wait the news there, but that did not look good when he was shaking his arm and had to leave the game on Thursday.
Velocity was down as well. Not great, and that thus would be our last rosterable Rockies pitcher for maybe some time.
The worst part is Colorado didn't beat him. His elbow did. That's the shame in the whole thing.
Yeah, no, it sucks. I hope it turns out okay, but certainly didn't look good, at least live and with the velocity.
Yep, did not look good. Los Angeles Dodgers, 6 games all on the road, 3 at the Padres, which is always great theater, 3 at the Brewers, 6 righties for the Dodgers this week. So I guess keep playing Hassan Kim if you'd like. He just really has hit a cold spell. So not a whole lot I have with the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, Kim was so last week we wondered who the winner of Kim versus Alex Freeland would be, and I believe they sent Freeland to the minors. So
yep, yes,
Kim is the I guess the option now at second base, but he hasn't been that great either. He's had a couple like okay weeks, but I don't even know if you go there. So no, Dodgers are gonna Dodger. They just beat your Gigantes just now.
Tanner Scott with the save. Love to see it.
Yeah. Do you love to see it, Bubba?
Yeah, because he's rostered on my Vegas team. So yes, I'd love to see it. Got him for $2. Love to see it.
That's damn good move. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're definitely I can swallow my pride once in a while on things like that. But yeah, I got nothing on the Dodgers. The one thing I want to watch, and it's weird, RotoWire does not have Sasaki in the rotation anymore, even though they have that 6-man rotation. He was actually pitching quasi decent. Kind of like Dustin May decent, where I liked him for the 2-step this past week because the matchups were awesome. Yeah. And I was kind of starting to buy into he might be improving a little bit. His last couple starts have been good. And now he's out. Like I think because they have Glasnow coming back.
Who do they have? Okay, because I would say Fangraphs has Sasaki still in there.
They have Yamamoto. Sunday. Yeah, they have Yamamoto, Otani, Sheehan, Snell, Robleski, Glasnow. So Glasnow, yeah, Robleski's screwing it all up. And I guess you got to keep him for now, but holy crap. Like, who would have picked that one up?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Sasaki's value has gone.
Was it ever really there, though?
I'm just saying it was starting to look like it was going to be, which was interesting. But, yeah, at Milwaukee wouldn't have pitched him anyway. So we move on to the San Diego Padres. 6 games at home this week, 3 versus the Dodgers, 3 versus the A's, 2 lefties and 4 righties for one of the most boring teams in all of baseball.
Yeah. I got nothing on the hitter side yet again, but Lucas Giolito is the name I'll throw out on the pitcher side, right? So I will, I guess, get an in-person look at Lucas Giolito while I'm chasing my kids around some concourse at T-Mobile somewhere on Saturday. But I think it will be Saturday. If it is Saturday for Giolito, he'll be available, of course, in any NFBC league. But also, I mean, it's common for a lot of leagues. I think labor, and at least labor is this way. They have to be on the active roster for you to pick them up on Sunday. So Lucas Giolito, of course, you've been following his minor league rehab. How's he looked?
He's been okay. He's ramping up. Nothing has been lights out. He's facing like Rancho Cucamonga in low A.
Yeah,
more often than not.
Yeah.
So
I'm still skeptical. He's good.
Yeah,
he got
up to 6 innings in his last start, 1 run, but only 3 Ks. It's been 3 Ks, 2 Ks, 6 Ks, 4. No. Yeah, it's like 15 Ks to 6 walks and 17. It's not bad, but
would you rather Braxton Garrett or Giolito?
I'd take
FAAB.
Braxton Garrett.
I would too.
And I'm very interested in Lucas Giolito just because things are that bad. But yeah, Zebby, Braxton Garrett.
I think I'd have Zebby ahead of Giolito. I think.
I'd honestly, I know this is where you might draw your line. I'd take Walbert Urania.
Oh God, I knew you were going to say this name.
I like the guy. I really do.
Why do you like Walbert Urania?
Upside. There's upside with this kid.
He's got a 21% K rate.
Yeah, it's 21% higher than me. It's 21% higher than Lucas Giolito's right now. So
I knew you were going to say Walbert Urania.
I'd rather take JT Jinn's 2-step over Lucas Giolito.
That I could get behind. Behind.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the names I wrote down here. Yariel Rodriguez. No, I'm just kidding. Had to throw that out there. Like Dustin May versus Giolito.
That's close, and I think that says a lot, right?
Yeah, so that's why that's the whole point of this exercise is, yes, I'm interested in adding Lucas Giolito, 100%. I'm just not going to go crazy just because.
I could see me bidding in the 20s.
And just remember, he's going to be pitching in Safeco against a Mariners team that's kind of beat up at the moment. He's still got J-Rod, he's still got Randy, but has Donovan even done anything lately? No. Josh Naylor's there. It'll be an interesting matchup. It's not a completely dreadful team, but it's not the team clicking on all cylinders either. Yeah. All right. The Gigantes. They have 6 games this week, 3 at the D-backs, 3 at home versus the White Sox, 1 lefty and 5 righties for the Giants. I got nothing. Susak's supposed to be back Friday night, so we'll really get to see if that platoon, because it's been 3 games of J-Rod, 3 games of Eric Haas over the last week. Kind of how I foresee Susak and J-Rod going. So we'll see how that plays out. Other than that, it's more about who you can drop with the Giants, I think, than start with the Giants offensively.
Agreed. I'd also like to propose we don't anoint Jesus Rodriguez as J-Rod quite yet. I think Julio's kind of earned that title for a little bit. I think maybe Jesus Rod or something.
Rod J, you're up.
I think Tit called him like Little J-Rod or J-Rod Jr. or something. That was pretty good.
Jr. Yeah, Rod J might be a problem because Ray J had a film that we'll go somewhere else.
Jesus Rod. I don't know. I feel like J-Rod, that's my territory. It's my territory.
Look at Ryan bows up when we start taking from his man. Anything offensively with the Giants, I really don't have much here.
That's the true J-Rod right there on the camera there. Yeah, I guess Jesus Rod's, I put this tweet in the Discord, like he can't hold any runners apparently either, which isn't great. So I don't know, man. Actually, I mean, things like Susak is a cheap second catcher.
Yep.
If you lost Francisco Alvarez or something.
Too.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we have a listener question about Eldridge, so
we'll get to that in a minute.
We'll get to that. But man.
Pitching side, I like Trevor McDonald a lot. He gets the White Sox this week, and I'm just praying to God with like the Giants are actually making a lot of moves to like try to best for the team. He's better than Adrian Hauser. When Logan Webb comes back, hopefully on the 21st, Adrian Hauser can go to the bullpen or to the DFA pile. I don't care, either one. I really hope Trevor McDonald's sick, so I'd be willing to. Like some people jumped on him early last week. If he's available, I'd try to remedy that.
Okay. I like that and agree. Bullpen wise, Eric Miller, I think, is coming back. Does that
Saturday? Yep. Doesn't do anything for me because what have I always said, Ryan?
Yeah. Avoid the damn bullpen in general.
Yes, just please do. Please do.
I don't listen to you, but I do listen to you, but sometimes I do not follow. I think I still have Eric Miller in the Vegas auction. Don't know why.
No, Ryan listens to me. He just doesn't take into the actions what I recommend. There's a difference. I think there's a world where you could see Eric Miller and Killian split things based on matchups. Like it's very possible. So if you're down to play that game, which is about at least a third, if not almost half of bullpens in baseball, go for it. But good luck.
Yeah, I'm not too enthused.
No. Any final thoughts on the 30-team schedules before we get a little two-step action on here?
No, I mean, couple. I mean, AJ Ewing's the headliner, but I don't know. I think a medium spend FAAB week we're looking at so far. Again, things can change over the weekend.
It's one of the smallest lists I've made in a FAAB show.
Yeah.
Like it's not nearly as much as usual.
I mean, no big prospect call-ups outside of Ewing, so.
And Bolte.
We could put Bolte in that bin, I guess.
Yes, we can. All right, let's two-step it up. We'll start with the Arizona Diamondbacks. You got Zach Gallen versus the Giants versus the Rockies. Gallen's been bad.
It's Road Rockies. This is like Gallen's last stand. I think you throw it, but like he's bad, dude.
Yep, you do throw it, but you pray.
You pray hard.
Yep. Eat, pray, and love on this one. Ryan Nelson, Giants, Rockies, and Nelson was actually his like stats looked really good the last couple starts.
Yeah,
swinging strike rate and all that stuff. It's looked really good.
Yeah, things look better than Gallen.
Oh,
for Ryan Nelson.
Bar's not high on that one.
Bar's not high. I mean, it's down there in the Walbert Urania tier down there. So I would throw Ryan Nelson.
I would throw Nelson for sure.
Yeah.
JT Jen at the Angels at the Padres. Yes.
On 15s.
I do it in 12s. Jacob Lopez at the Angels at the Padres.
Yeah, maybe not in 15s. He's been really bad.
If you do it at all, it's 15s, but I'm probably staying away from that one.
Yeah, agreed.
J.R. Ritchie at Miami versus Washington.
I don't know, man. Your
rough.
guy, it's been rough.
Yeah, a lot of walks, not going deep into games. Like, he still has a low ERA, but the whip's through the roof. He's not getting you win chances. You do it, but
I think you do it.
Yeah, you do it. It's just not been great.
And the matchups aren't great. Like, on paper, you before the season would be like, oh, at Miami, Washington, sure. But like, Washington's crushing right now, and Miami's not half bad.
Yeah, you do it, but man, he needs to get that control figured out real quick. Trevor Rogers at Tampa versus Detroit.
Oh, I'm gonna have this decision because I have Rogers in the Vegas auction. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna be hurt by it. I just know it.
It's 15s only. And this is kind of one of those, if this doesn't work, then we just are probably parting ways after this.
It might be. And like, I'm willing to give Rogers a pass for the Yankees start. Like, that's a tough spot.
Yeah, he was on my bench.
He was on my bench as well. Thankfully, I had Patrick Corbin in instead of Trevor Rogers. So
still better than the outcome Rogers gave you,
I guess. But I'm probably rolling Rogers. And if this doesn't go well, we're going to have to make some decisions.
Sonny Gray at Kansas City versus Minnesota is a yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about Sonny Gray. Last start was a lot better.
Yes, yeah, much better.
So you roll him.
Shota, yes. Don't even tell you the matchups. Nick Lodolo at Philly versus St. Louis. It has been 2 horrible starts. Like, makes Trevor Rogers look good right now.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. He's missing. It's a 12% swinging strike. It's a 35% ball. So he's missing bats, throwing strikes. It hasn't been that, like, the results have been horrible, but like, I don't know. There's something there. I'm going Lodolo. Yeah, I'm throwing him.
15s only if you do. I understand if you sit to see some more. Totally understand. Slade Ciccone at Detroit at Philly. I'm not doing that.
Probably not.
No. But Parker Messick at Detroit at Philly, I am doing.
Automatic at this point.
Yep. We can skip the Rockies. Just don't even need to. Noah Schultz at Seattle at the Giants. Great matchups, but
great matchups. And if you have him, you throw it. But man, my fears of Noah Schultz have been.
Yep.
He's showing why. He's been brutal, man.
Framber Valdez versus Cleveland at Baltimore. Yeah.
Yeah, you do it.
Then Kiter Montero versus Cleveland at Baltimore. You do it. He had his first rough outing pretty much today, but I think you still roll.
Yeah, you do.
Seth Lugo versus Boston versus Seattle.
I guess. I mean, it's Seth freaking Lugo. He'll always do something decent.
The moment we've been waiting for on the show, Walbert Urena versus the A's versus Texas.
Damn.
Yes.
Why does this guy keep coming up?
That's what he does. 12 team and deeper, I am in. I know you're not.
You're throwing Walbert Urena in a 12-team league?
I'm going to have bids in for him, yes.
100%. Are you crazy?
No. Sound of mind right here.
Maybe in 15s. Maybe.
Well, 15s, it's a given.
Jesus, a given. It's a given that he's going to give up probably 8 walks in both the starts.
Maybe combined. Reed Detmers versus the A's versus Texas. That's a little trickier.
I'm throwing that. Yeah.
That shine is slowly wearing off, is all I'm going to say. As we go deeper here, Max Meyer, you're going to start versus Atlanta versus the Mets. Still a yes, I think, but
it's a yes. Hope he survives the Atlanta start, but yeah.
Braxton Garrett versus Atlanta versus the Mets.
Ooh, see, I don't know, man.
You almost think you want to add him, but wait and see.
I think, and I might be in that boat. Like, I'm interested in Garrett, but I also want to wait and see.
Splitter Woods Richardson, you can sit that one. Christian Scott at Washington at Miami. I'm definitely starting that.
Yeah. Yep.
Wish they let him get to. He's got like 4 2/3 in his last 2 starts. It's annoying. And then Nolan McLean, you're starting that, of course. Will Warren versus Toronto versus Tampa. Yeah.
Yes.
He's very good.
Yep.
Andrew Painter versus the Reds versus Cleveland.
Dude, it's been.
I'm not starting that.
It's been pretty brutal. You could in 15s.
I just wouldn't roster him right now.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah.
Mitch Keller at St. Louis at Toronto. That's a yeah, probably.
You sound confident there.
And 15s for sure. 12s probably not, but yeah.
I guess I'm supposed to.
Yeah, I was waiting for your answer on that one.
I don't know, man. Freaking Mitch Keller. Sure.
15,
sure. I don't know. The guy's just total oatmeal, man. I don't know.
Michael King's a yes. Brian Woo's a yes. Robbie Ray at Arizona versus the White Sox. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Matthew Liberatore versus Pittsburgh at Cincinnati.
God, Liberatore's not good.
Terrible.
He's not good. It's at small park.
Yeah, that small park start scares the crap out of me.
I mean, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati aren't good against lefties this year. I don't know. Maybe 15s. Like down there with the Walbert Urania class. You know this dude's just gonna shove now.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, like, dude, it's just gonna be terrible. Like, I'm not even gonna log into the freaking
Discord's gonna light you on fire this week. Shane O'Mac, you're gonna start. Mackenzie Gore at Coors, and then at the Angels. I think you still do it.
Yes.
Oh man. Patrick Corbin at the Yankees versus Pittsburgh. That Pittsburgh start's so nice.
Is it though?
Yeah.
It's Patrick.
You just
Corbin,
got done
man.
saying Pittsburgh's not good versus lefties.
It's true. Hold on. Let me pull this up. I don't know, dude. I can't. Patrick Corbin in Yankee Stadium. Some fireworks. I'm gonna have to make this. I mean, it just depends if I drop Corbin this weekend. Like if he's still on my team, I'm probably in Vegas. I'm probably throwing it, and that's why that team's in 12th place.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but Dylan Cease is going for sure. Now we got two Nationals to wrap things up. Jake Irvin versus the Mets at Atlanta.
Irvin's just such a mediocre streamer. I'm gonna do it in 15s. The Mets starts nice and just hope he survives in Atlanta.
Yeah, 15s for sure. And then Foster Griffin versus the Mets at Atlanta. Bounce back time.
Foster the Griffin. Yeah, we're gonna bounce. We're gonna hope to bounce back there.
All righty, that brings us to Discord questions, Ryan. Let me pull these up and see if I can navigate the minefields here, and we are good to go. All right, Scotty Burke says, is cousin Rico the closer for the O's, or is Nunez taking over? Rico's the high leverage guy. He'll get majority of the saves.
Yeah, cousin Rico is not the closer. Uncle Rico is, and I think agree he'll get the majority of the saves.
John Wilder. Sorry for not asking this one to Waddell on Wednesday. Lost track of time on that one. But is Bryce Eldridge a drop in 15s? I want to get your opinion first.
I mean, I told you on whatever this week, I removed Eldridge from my bids on Sunday. Like I did not even. So yes, I think Bryce Eldridge is a drop.
Yeah, he can't. His swing and miss is through the roof. Doesn't play every day. I think the kid's very good. I think someday he's going to be productive. I even said on a recent show, I think second half he could have a monster second half once he plays every day. But if they're going to keep doing this, there's really no reason to roster him at all whatsoever. Dr. Doom says, what happened to Cam Smith? He's batting like 200 now and plays every day. Is he still a hold? Yeah, he's a bench. He's a bench. The hit tool is still very good with Cam Smith.
Yeah, and still has the power speed. And I know Waddell was talking about that. Like still some juice there, even during stints of low batting average. 4 homers, 6 steals, 14 barrels for Cam Smith. I know it's been rough lately, but he's 6 for 7 on the base pass. I think there's enough here to hold. I agree.
Yep. And then SMMS 79 says Zebby Matthews, Braxton Garrett, or Mr. Painter. How do you rank them as free agent pitchers? Zebby, Garrett, Painter. I actually probably have it in that exact order.
I was going to say that order as well. Yep.
And honestly, I just take Painter off the list.
There's a big gap, I would say.
Yeah, I'm really not interested in him at all. Like, I take JT Jen's 2-step over that. I won't throw the other name out there to make you sick, but
Thank you.
Painter's probably more in the Walbert conversation, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been really rough lately, and I don't know. I know our brains are on kind of short term, but even rest of season, like the workload hasn't been there for Painter. I'm concerned.
Yep, valid concerns. It looks like. That'll wrap us up, Brian. Week 9 FAAB preview in the books. Final thoughts this is the third. There's 27 weeks of FAAB. We are a third of the way through after this weekend.
Flying through it, man.
Yep.
Hitting double digits next week. So no, hope this was helpful. FAAB's going to be tough for me this week. Going to be driving back from Seattle. So
it's going to a Mariners game, folks. Feel really sorry for him.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it.
He's going to root for Tatis's first home run.
Then I got a grocery shop when I get back, I think. I don't think I have any more food here.
It's so great hearing you say that. I have so many of my buddies that are still married, and they're like, why don't you come do this? I have laundry. I have to go grocery shopping. I have to do this. And they're like,
I'm going to have
things you've never done, things you never do. And I'm like, yeah, welcome to being an adult in a different world right now.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
It's fun. Take the kids with you. It's a good time at the grocery store. I promise.
Oh my God. It is just, they just grab things, throw it in. They ram the cart into each other. It's just,
like, does your grocery store have the little kids carts they can cruise around with?
Some of them, but that's even worse. I don't even want that.
1,000% worse.
That's even worse. You see that they have the little flag on the top of it to see where the hell they are, and it's
which should literally be a siren saying, "Just move out of the way.
Just get out of here." I try not to bring. I can do one of them at a time. If I bring them both, it gets dicey real quick.
Yeah, you're outmatched at that point.
I'm outmatched at really any point, especially then.
Well, then I recommend Roll Up or Terrain to help you out with those. Final thoughts. You enjoy your game. That should be a fun one. You get Giolito versus Gilbert. That should be good.
Yep,
real good.
Should be good. Should be fun. Have a good weekend yourself. You will be busy. Hope you get some good animals at the auction.
Yes, we will. We're helping the youth of tomorrow. That's what we're doing while we're at the auction.
Hope you raise some funds there for a good cause. Oh no! Oh, no! All I did was itch my ear, dude.
Yeah,
zoomed in.
Awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, no, it'll be a busy weekend. Busy weekend indeed, and we'll see where it goes. And we'll be back with you guys next Tuesday for another Bloom board, and see where things go. So hopefully you guys have good luck in FAAB this weekend. If you need any help, check out this thing called Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Bloom. We'll have you covered over there with all the needs that you might have there. And other than that, check out Ryan on Twitter at RyanBHQ, the podcast at Bubba Bloom Pod. I'm at Pediatric. This was Bubba and the Bloom, episode 347. Catch y'all next time.